Hey everyone, and welcome back to CJRC Cars YouTube channel. Today I'm going to take you out there and show you firewall. Troy's doing a little titanium firewall stuff and show you kind of process on how to fit a panel, bead roll it, stuff like that. So also, if you guys haven't checked out our website, we're having a sale until Mother's Day on our Big Johnson anti-roll bars. They're 15% off. Whether you want links, black anodized, raw aluminum, all of them are 15% off. So that's the biggest sale we do all year on those. Trying to get those on all the cars out there. If you make more than 1,500 horsepower to unlimited, pretty much, that's the anti-roll bar you need. Also, if you guys haven't checked out our merch, we got a bunch of merch. We're going to be doing a blowout on some of our older stuff here soon, and we'll also be doing a pre-order this week for our new shirt, which is one of my favorite shirts so far. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll take you out here to Troy. Pretty close? You gotta cut this inside anymore, or is that pretty close by your right hand?
Well, I can cut it after.
Yeah, trim that later.
I don't want to cut it and then drop it back into the hole.
Too short.
And right.
I like it.
Going to put our bend in to go up against the tube. See what this does is, instead of just going up against the tube, we're going to lay against the tube. Now it's not much of a bend initially, because I might need a little more, but it's easier to put a little more in than over bending and trying to take some out. Trying to take some out with the titanium is the stuff likes to bend one way. Trying to de-bend it a little bit, not so much. It can be done, but if I can avoid it, I will avoid it. So basically that'll be our two initial bends, and we'll see how that fits.
Does that help any?
Yep. Just about on the money. I'm off the tube a little at the top because I don't have my third bend in yet. You can see my distance here, my gap. Once I put my third bend in, this one at last edge,
Sucks that down in there?
Suck that right down in there. We'll be good to go. For right now, I'm happy with it. I think we can work with it.
How's your third angle look? Pretty good?
I think it's pretty close to spot on. If anything, we might take a little, trim it back a little bit. Maybe take an 1/8 inch off the whole dang thing. this third bend, which is hardly bent at all because of the way it's attacking this tube. This tube is behind this tube in a plane, so it's going to need more bend on here, less bend on here. But this one is in front of that one, so it's going to need a little more bend down there. It's all done by feel, and you know, these tubes have to be in a particular spot. So now closing this off, I got 3 different bends to accommodate that because I have 3 different planes that I'm dealing with. So right now what I'll probably do is just trim these 2 corners off and see how that fits. And if I have to roll this little end up to go up against this tube, then that's what I'll do. So right now, real quick, we'll just take our snips, take a little out of that, see how that fits. That's getting pretty happy. Like I said, probably need a little roll around this corner, which I can almost do by hand.
Laying out some bead rolls.
Yes, sir. Basically what they'll do is they'll make the panel a little more rigid. And at the end of the day, they look kind of cool. This is where the artistic freedom comes in play. We try to make most of our stuff like a signature style. So a lot of it is done the same way every time, but we mix it up a little bit here and there. And that'll be our guide for the bead rolls.
How do you know how to get your depth right on that handle there, Troy?
How do I know?
Well, I mean, I know. Explain how you get the, how you make it the same every time.
What I'll do is I'll set a sample, send it through, and then in this case, 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3 is my depth. And as long as I 1, 2, 3 back out, and nobody else comes up behind me and messes with the machine,
You know it's in the right spot.
well, I assume. Sometimes assumptions are not the best thing. Now another trick is I have 3 over 90 bends. A lot of times I'll try and save my 90 or under bend for last, because it's a lot easier to follow your line coming out of a 90 or less. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the least bend of all, or the least angle of all of them, and leaving it for last, so that I can end up on my same line a little better. But you do it enough times to kind of get the hang of it. 1, 2, start rolling your third. That eliminates the dimple that would normally be left in the panel if you run it down all the way initially. Now the trick to this is a consistent speed, but with really tight corners, you're going to see the panel move really fast in the corners. That used to be problematic when you had somebody turning the crank with the manual machines, because they see the panel move fast and they think they have to speed up, and that all that does is mess up the operator trying to do his job. So now with these more modern machines, I can set the speed to where it's comfortable. And with a pedal, I can slow it down, stop it, whatever I want to do. But the biggest trick to a consistent corner is to have a consistent speed as you do it. Now I'm on my last bit here. I can run right into my initial step. And then as I roll along, I'll unroll 1, 2, 3. And that's your step, your bead roll.
Very nice, Troy.
I think that's ready for the nailage. Now that. Now for my vertical span, I'm somewhere between 15. Well, 3 goes into 15. Full space those at 3. Now I'm just putting a center line so the holes are in one line. Probably should deburr that before I slip my finger open.
That probably would have helped, huh?
Yeah. So I know where my hole's got to be. As you can see, I got this panel mounted. I radius this edge around so it fits all up in there nice and tight. And then, like I said, once this is all drilled and tapped and bolted in, it'll be nice and tight.
Yeah, it looks really good.
That's the gist of it. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more panels to go. And I say 6 because the panel down here next to the brake has to get split.
Yeah, that one gets 2.
Because there's going to be a brake rod going through there. But other than that, I mean, that's basic how to build a firewall 101.
Titanium or steel? Steel, you just got to weld it in.
Yeah.
Similar.
Absolutely. Steel is a little easier because you can smack it around a little bit. But the titanium, you got to be a little more precise because it's got to bolt in. It's got to look. With the steel, it gets all welded in. So
Awesome.
you can be a little more hands-on.
Yeah, a little more hands-on.
Yeah.
Little hammer.
Lot of hammer.
Big hammer.
Many hammer. Much
Awesome.
hammer.
Well, in the next video, we'll show it done. All right. Well, I think that's good.
Thanks for watching.